Comes out hot again.
It's whatever the team needs, coach.
Situated on the shores of the Detroit River, the beautiful Renaissance Center. Welcome to Auburn Hills, Michigan. Here with Clark Kellogg, Mike Fratello, and sideline reporter David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Mike, on this chilly winter evening, are we witnessing a succession at the Palace?
It certainly seems that way for a long time.
Truck, you're up. Come on. It's time for what we talked about. Coach needs you to get out there, play defense, and make Michael work for it.
Coach, I'm going to make him work on both ends.
No. Listen to me. I need you to focus on defense. That's it.
Coach, enter the court. And I'm going to do that. I got you.
Get out there.
No problem, Coach.
All right, hustle up. Let's go. Let's go.
And we welcome you back here to the Palace. In Auburn Hills, with Joe Dumars dealing with the bad back and having a tough time, Clark, against Michael Jordan. The Pistons trying something different here, bringing Truck in early to give him a turn against the reigning MVP.
And you know, Kevin, to be candid, even before the back troubles, Dumars had struggled against MJ this season. Just 12 points per game on 29% shooting from the floor. Coach hoping Truck can stem the tide.
And we've said it before, but certainly some history between these two teams. Central Division rivals, the Pistons sent the Bulls home 3 years in a row and route to titles in '89 and '90. But with the Bulls championship and last year's playoffs, it seems at last they have the upper hand.
Pistons trail by 4. And that one's good. Truck.
You know, he's known mostly for his versatile defensive work, but Truck chipping in offensively here.
He never stops working. Tough upbringing, that motor is what's brought him this far.
Here's Cartwright. Rodman grabs the rebound. And Clark, the Pistons were that great roadblock to the Bulls' title aspiration. It seemed like every year Chicago got a little bit closer.
You're exactly right, Kevin. Each playoffs, they pushed the series just a little bit further until finally, last season, they swept the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals, breaking through to win the franchise's first ever NBA title.
And if I'm headed down the dark alley, I'll take Truck by my side. Nobody's going to want any trouble.
Yeah, I agree there, Mike. He doesn't say a lot. He doesn't have to. One look is enough for him to get his message across.
And a third-round pick back in 1983. Mike, Truck got his start on those great Celtics teams.
No better place to learn about winning. 4 straight finals runs from '84 to '87 and 2 NBA titles.
No good by Truck. Jordan playing the defense that time.
And Truck is finding buckets hard to come by. Jordan reminding us he's a former Defensive Player of the Year.
52 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Screened by Grant. Here's Paxson. Rebounded by Rodman. And the Pistons coming off a 1-2 road trip, Mike. Their last game, a loss in Miami, where they shot, 11 free throws to the Heat's 41 free throw attempts.
Yeah, Joe Dumars was the only Pistons starter to get to the line. Meanwhile, everyone from Miami seemed to be living there, so that was the game.
Thomas deciding where to go with it. Double team on Truck. Paxson with the steal. To the inside, Pippen. Rebounded by the Pistons. And Truck with a clear path to the rack. No good, shot missing.
And how about the defense right there? Doing an excellent job bothering the shooter without giving in and fouling.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for Chicago. And we welcome you back to the second quarter here at the Palace of Auburn Hills for the 4th matchup of the regular season between the Detroit Pistons and the Chicago Bulls.
And the Pistons were very frustrated in their loss to Miami the other night. Coach got ejected, and there were 5 other technical fouls called.
And I think the Pistons frustrated just overall this season, especially when they played on the road.
And, Mike, for the season, the Bulls are among the league leaders in assists at almost 28 a game.
They moved the ball well, and they had to improve in that area in order to finally overcome the Pistons' defensive scheme, famously known as the Jordan rules.
And Isaiah Thomas picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Pass to Armstrong. It's stolen by Truck. And the Bulls, Mike, so explosive offensively.
A great 1-2 punch with Jordan and Pippen. And with Paxson, Hodges, and Armstrong, they surround them with shooters.
And they take the lead. Bedford's got his first 2 points of the night. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for Detroit.
Their defensive intensity has been impressive so far, really making it hard for the offense to hold on to the ball.
But how about their scoring in transition as well? That's been a big factor to this point. Are those high tops or track shoes these guys are wearing? My goodness.
This team doesn't ask Will Purdue to score much. They want him to do the little things. And Purdue is great at that.
Chicago shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. So for the Pistons, Rodman, he's checked in for Bedford. And Aguirre's subbed in for Salad. Mike leading the league in scoring for the 6th consecutive season, the great Michael Jordan.
Surprise, surprise. A hair under 30 points per game this season, and that's a dip from what he's accustomed to.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Thomas gets a wide open look. That one falls. His 2nd basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
And when you're guarding him, you've got to fight over the top.
Block and trail around the screen and deny the perimeter shot.
It's Rodman with the ball for Detroit. They've only given up 1 point in the 2nd quarter. That one coming at the line. Back to Truck. No good there off the double clutch. And the league leader in rebounding, Clark, Dennis Rodman, averaging 18.5 per game.
Boy, that's a ridiculous stat. I mean, his defensive rebounding rate more than twice what it was his rookie season. I mean, he's literally made a science of it, studying where shots are coming off and how he can get there using his strength and length.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Bill Lambert's checked in for Walker. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new grouping. Cartwright's checked in for Purdue. Grant comes in for King. Pippen's checked in for Hobson. And it's Paxson in for Armstrong. Pass to Aguirre. The Pistons working the ball around now. With his first shot attempt. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
They expect some offense from Mark Aguirre. The 3-time All-Star averaging over 13 points a game in limited minutes.
Well, you got to remember, this is a guy who averaged almost 30 a game, Mike, one season early in his career. So Aguirre knows how to put it in the hole.
And defensively, the Pistons have been, Mike, as stout as ever. But scoring the ball this season, that has been the challenge.
And their backcourt is normally responsible for the bulk of their scoring, along with Aguirre. But they'll need somebody else to chip in offensively.
Chicago with the ball. They trail by 3. Now, here is Aguirre. Cuts it 5. And it's Truck missing. Here in the 2nd quarter, about 3 minutes played. Pippen outside. Outside, Jordan. Here's Paxson. And again, no good by Chicago. And in the All-Star game, Mike, just over 2 weeks ago in Orlando, plenty of representation from tonight's game.
Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, and Dennis Rodman represented Detroit. And for Chicago, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Coach Phil Jackson. And still, the West won easily behind Magic, Clyde the Glide, and the Admiral.
And finished off by Truck.
Great feed by Rodman.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. And so far, the Pistons got to be happy, Mike, with what they've been getting from Truck.
He's played Jordan pretty even so far. Definitely holding his own. That's impressive.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Walker's checked in for Detroit. And we're back for the second half of play here in Auburn Hills, Michigan, as the Pistons look to get a win against their rival.
Season for Scottie Pippen, the highest mark of his career.
Yeah, very impressive, Mike, but he was held to 9 points in their last game on Saturday against Minnesota. Got poked in the eye and had blurred vision, which certainly...
And Truck helping to push the Pistons back out front.
And now let's send it over to our friend David Aldridge for more.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Bulls are a league best 21-7 on the road with the Golden State.
Back to Truck. Rebound by the Bulls. Cartwright rode the bench, but Truck has always stayed ready.
Yeah, I respect that about how he prepares. A great teammate, a rugged defender. Here, late in his career, he's fit in nicely with the bad boy Piston.
Grant outside. He feeds it to Pippen. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Pippen's got 4 points in the quarter.
This is how active Pippen is on the glass. Refuses to give up on plays.
You know, there's a sense in Detroit that they just don't get as many calls as they did when they were the champions. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's how they feel.
Yeah, rightly or not, they feel they're more scrutinized when they're guarding and not getting the benefit of the doubt when they draw contact on offense.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And the Pistons making a change here. Aguirre's checked in. King's checked in for Chicago.